All right, everybody. I am here with our tiebreaker, Alan Jacobson. Hey, Alan.
Hi, how are you?
Great. How are you?
I am doing fantastic, thank you.
Now, he has been in the coaching and training, sales training, real estate world for what, like 30 years?
I've been coaching sales for over 30 years, and I've been in real estate since 2003.
Nice. Okay, so you're in real estate. You serve Jupiter, Florida with Remax, correct?
I'm in the Palm Beach County area market, yes.
Okay, where is that for
So
those of
I'm,
us?
Palm Beach County is, well, you know where Palm Beach is?
Yeah.
You people out there, hello out there. I'm sure everybody knows where Palm Beach is.
Yes.
Because that's where Mar-a-Lago is, and that's where all the rich people are, you know.
Nice. Hey.
But I live in Jupiter, which I love, we love, and it's about 2 hours from my son who goes to the University of Miami and 2 hours from my other son who just graduated from UCF in Orlando. So,
That's
it's perfect
location. Yeah, exactly. Well, Alan, you are our tiebreaker for this question. All right. You better agree with me. I know. I'm going to delete this if you don't agree. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. If the seller is offering below your commission fee, do you ask the buyer to make up the difference?
I would never ask a buyer to make up a difference.
Okay.
Never. It's first of all, it's not really my place to ask a buyer to do anything. That's the responsibility of the buyer's agent.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm sorry. If you're the buyer agent.
I'm the buyer agent?
If you're the buyer's agent and the seller is offering less than what you would charge, would then you ask your buyer client to make up the difference?
No. I would
Same answer.
I would still, yeah, I'm very ethical. I have a lot of integrity, and I don't think about the one-time kill. I always think about long-term and word of mouth referrals. I would discuss it with the buyer, discuss the pricing, see how the buyer feels about it. But I would never ask a buyer to make up a difference. If
do you sign a contract with them, or when you do your buyer consultation?
I don't sign a contract with them. The contracts are usually signed with always signed with the sellers. But when I work with people, they get to know who I am, and they see that I'm a person of integrity, and that I'm going to do the best I can for them. So, and frankly, the commission is already stated in the MLS as to what it is. Right. So there shouldn't really be a question about it as to whether the buyer's agent should be the one that it would usually have to be maybe the seller's agent, unless the seller's agent saw something. The seller's agent might come to me and say, "Hey, Alan, how do you feel? We're very close, but there's just a little bit of a differential. Would you mind sharing the commission with me?"
Yeah.
And I'm sorry. I mean, sharing in the
split. Yeah.
In the cutting down of the commission, and then I would just have to make a determination. I do value my time. I do value my service, as do the people I work with. I won't say never, but I would never ask the buyer. That might be a negotiable item.
You're pretty adamant about that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Well, in this case, you agree with Monica, so that's okay. It happens most often. But I appreciate you being on. So tell us, you now do sales training and coaching with your company called Camelot Services.
Right.
Can you give us a brief thing and tell us how people can get a hold of you if they have some interest in finding out more?
Yeah, well, first of all, anybody that works is a salesperson, whether they realize it or not.
Nice.
Okay, because let's say hypothetically you are the receptionist at a doctor's office. You're the first line of communication for that doctor. If you turn off a customer in any way, that customer may not go back to that doctor's office. I've actually had that a couple times where, because of either the office staff or a manager in a doctor's office, I didn't go back.
Yeah, it makes all the difference when there's somebody that's friendly, for sure, at the front. Yeah.
Friendly and makes the customer
Knowledgeable. Mm-hmm.
feel taken care of. I had a
Mm-hmm.
doctor, very bad bedside manner for something that was kind of small, and he had this holier than thou attitude with me, and I basically said, okay, thank you, and then I went to another doctor.
Yeah, bye.
So, exactly. So he basically sold himself out of the work.
Right.
You know, if you work for a company, you represent that company. You represent yourself, and you represent that company. And what you say, how you act on social media. There are so many ways you interact, not just in your office setting,
Mm-hmm.
but in the outside world, that can either help or hinder the business.
Well, in a lot of real estate agents, there's not a requirement for a sales background, or there's really not any sales training. So I think
Correct.
this is unique. And if, you know, how does it normally work? Is it one-on-one coaching?
I do a lot of one-on-one. I can go
Okay.
I can work with an office. You know, obviously now pretty much everything is through Zoom. You know,
Yeah.
a lot of what I work on is communication, the ability to communicate. And I draw from my acting background. Actually, I was a professional actor in New York.
Cool.
And, you know, I've done television work and stage work and you
Nice.
name it. And I draw on a lot of that, but also.
Anything we've seen?
I did some soap opera work.
Oh, look at you. Nice.
I was on Another World for a while, and I was on One Life to Live.
That's awesome.
But those are, you know, a few years ago.
A few, just a few, yeah.
Yeah. And when I was in the clothing business in New York, I owned 3 companies, but I was also a sales manager. I built up a road force of 40 people. And through all my experiences, I draw from the many different experiences that I have.
Yeah.
And then apply them, and I customize based on what the individual's needs are.
That makes sense, because it depends on where they are and kind of where they want to go and what they need to learn. Sure.
Right. So you know, if it's a salesperson, if it's a realtor, you know, they don't necessarily know how to talk to people. They may not know how to prospect. They may not understand that words matter.
Yeah.
Personality matters. You have to show people that you care, that you want to help them, that you're not just trying to sell them. And you may think in your mind that you're doing that, but it has to come across in your face. It has to come across in your tonality, in the words you use. And a lot of people don't have those skill sets.
Yeah, that's cool. We should maybe do like something on that, like maybe like a little, I don't know, I'll get with you after this. So if people are interested, what's the best way to get a hold of you?
The best way to get a hold of me would be through email.
Okay.
I get inundated with phone calls, and that email is Camelot, CAMELOT, MGMT services @gmail.com.
Okay.
It's a
So if people are listening to this, or they're seeing it on YouTube, I'll put the link in there too. Services @gmail. Okay, cool. Well, even though you didn't agree with me, that's okay. I appreciate you being on.
I'm sure we agree on a lot of other things.
I'm sure. Well, somebody has to take the fall and be the bad guy, you know? So I'll do it this time. You can do it next time.
Well, I don't know about that.
Thanks a lot, Alan.
I can wear more white than black, you know, so.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, thanks a lot. Have a good one.
My pleasure. Thank you. Bye-bye.